Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today's review is on the Transformers Cyberverse Roll and Change BumbleSwoop. And what I mean that it's the Roll and Change Bumblebee and Swoop, and they can combine together to form BumbleSwoop. If the concept and naming convention sounds familiar, that's because this is basically a sort of upgraded version of the Crash Combiners from the Robot in Disguise line. And B and Swoop were one of the I think three roll and change figures that they did. With these two being the only ones I've ever seen. I have never seen the other two. In fact, I completely forgot that there were two other roll and change figures. But this being the only one I've ever seen, and the one that honestly that I wanted, because this is the only way to get a Cyberverse Swoop. And I think they were aware of this because between these two figures, this is the one that's gotten the most attention that could work as a standalone figure. Well, they kind of threw this, like the connector port is right there and you can't get rid of it. This is like basically a 3-step changer, like a 2 or 3-step changer. This really felt like an afterthought, and this was sort of the main idea, which is also the main reason why I wanted to get this, so I can get the Cyberverse version of Swoop. So yeah, roll and change, with B being the only one who can roll. So naming aside, this is basically a larger scaled Crash Combiner. So yeah, I might as well just do Bumblebee to get him out of the way, because he really is. There's really nothing much to him. Yeah, this is just a simple. This is Bumblebee in his iconic yellow sports car mode. At least the Cyberverse version. And he has 4 rolly wheels, and he rolls quite nice. His combiner port, his combiner connector is sticking out, which is unfortunate. And that's pretty much it. This genuinely felt like an afterthought, or they threw him in there thinking that Swoop wouldn't sell. Like, it's the only thing I can think of. So yeah, let's do his transformation really quick. So feet down, separate, arm out, arm out. Then you come lower this. Then you flip up. There we go. Flip up his head. Boom. And there we have Bumblebee. Now let's do a quick articulation. Arms can go out that far, in that far. Legs can go in and out a little bit. And if you really, really use your imagination, technically he has a little up and down on his feet. And that's it. That is it for this Bumblebee. He's not the worst, but he really felt like an afterthought here. So now let's get on to honestly what I think is the main reason to get this combination is the Cyberverse Swoop, who's a little bit more involved. So yeah, as you can see, he's his mechanical pterodactyl or pteranodon, not sure, but I forgot to check. I think this version of Swoop is female. So yeah, her alt mode is that of a cyberized, or a mechanical robotic pterodactyl. And here it is, and it looks pretty cool. Pretty nicely detailed. Sadly, no real articulation. The head can kind of move up and down a little bit. Does not have a mouth. Just checking there. And what I mean by mouth, I mean like a movable mouth. There is a molding for it, but it doesn't really open and close. So yeah, pretty nicely detailed. You can't see the robot in one hands, but I think that's due to the simplified nature of this. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's get on with her transformation. Again, I'm like 95% sure that this version of Swoop is a girl, is a female. So yeah, let's take off this. This is the tail and hind legs for some reason. This becomes her mace weapon later. And now we get on with transformation, which is fairly straightforward. Just, fold down the legs like so. Flip the feet. There we go. Whoops. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. Bring the head down like so, like this, and then fold this down to peg into there. Line it up. There we go. Separate the arms a little bit. Make sure nothing's loose because she does automorph. And there we have Swoop in her robot mode. And it's not bad. It's a lot more, like they put a lot more effort into this one, which unfortunately this Bumblebee doesn't really have that much going for him. But, so yeah, here we have Swoop in her robot mode, and it looks pretty good. Then get a closer look, check out that head sculpt. It's not bad. It doesn't move. So we might as well go into articulations since there isn't that much. Arms can go, you know, in and out. Legs actually have some articulation. They go forward, they go back, and they have a very nice bend at the knee, as well as some little bit of up and down at the foot. And that's pretty much it. And she can hold the weapon, her weapon, like so. And that's it. It's not bad. So now let's get on to the combining portion of this. And how was this? I think to set this up, it's very simple. Easy to get Bumblebee out of the way. You put the head away, put in the arms, and there is the lower half. For her, there's a little more setting up. I believe you fold this, then you bring up the face like so. I believe it's like this or maybe like this. And then basically, I think you bring up the legs. I know you put the legs back for clearance, like so. I believe it's like this. And then you just connect them. And then when I let go, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why it was delayed there. So yeah, it just basically pops out, and then you can bring forward the arms, and the head you can just bring down a little bit, like so. And there we have BumbleSwoop, who is roughly Voyager sized. And then you have the weapon, which you can put in any hand. So I'll put it on this hand for now. And yeah, there we have BumbleSwoop, the roll and change combiner. Again, this is just a crash combiner, just a little bit more oversized. So yeah, it's okay. I really have nothing much to really say, but it's okay. It does have some extra articulation, not in the legs. It's just in and out, little up and down. The arms, little up and down, but that's transformation. Check out that head sculpt. And the arms have a hinge there and elbow. The knee now becomes an elbow, and he does have an actual hand to hold the actual weapon, the Swoop's mace weapon, to actually strike with. And that's pretty much it. To be honest, like I said earlier, the main reason I actually got this figure was mainly because it's the only way, and I am mildly annoyed that this was the only way to get a Cyberverse version of Swoop. So let's transform her back into robot mode. Go, simply put down, flip up to connect, separate a little. And yeah, at least the transformation is very, simple. But like I said, I felt like I would have preferred if she was like were sold by herself, like as a warrior or warrior class at least, or even deluxe. I think doing this whole gimmicky combining thing was kind of unnecessary. And I guess a fun fact: this pairing, this roll and change figure, was re-released as part of the buzzworthy Bumblebee line. I guess they figured that the Swoop, this was like, if you wanted to have a complete set of the Cyberverse version of the Dinobots, you kind of needed Swoop. So I appreciated that they actually re-released it. Which, speaking of which, let's get on with size comparisons. So as you can see, Bumblebee is the size of Swoop, so let's put him off to the side. I'm sorry, Bumblebee, but like Swoop really is the main reason you get this set. So yeah, let's get Ratchet, Cliff Jumper, and Primal. There they are. So yeah, she is roughly, I would say, warrior class. And let's put Bumblebee in here too. Like, they're not, like, Swoop is a little closer to Deluxe thanks to the wings. But they're roughly more closer to warrior class, which is a little bit smaller than Deluxe, or, you know, they're just a smaller Deluxe. So now we get to the interesting thing, which is which I may have hinted at earlier. And that you get this set for Swoop mainly to complete your Cyberverse Dinobots, which include, so we have Swoop, then we have, well, this is Swoop, then we have the Deluxe class Slug, well, standalone, the Deluxe class, I'm just gonna say that, Deluxe class Slug, Warrior class Snarl, let's move a little forward, Ultra class Sludge, and the Build-A-Figure, because I have to specify it, the Build-A-Figure Deluxe class Grimlock, who was the first Cyberverse Dinobot that was released. So yeah, now here is the complete Cyberverse, version of the Dinobots. So I now have the complete team, which is really cool. And I will admit, it's kind of neat how every single figure came in like its own size class, if that makes any sense. Like each one is like a different size because they came in their own size classes. Like Swoop was part of this whole roll and change thing, so she is roughly, as you can see with Snarl, she's roughly a warrior sized, but a lot simpler because of the gimmick. Then you have Sludge over there, who's an ultra class. Snarl, who's a standalone. I keep saying standalone. He's a warrior class. And then you have the two deluxes. But even then, it's not the same because he was part of a deluxe Build-A-Figure wave, and then Slug here was part of a deluxe, just a standard deluxe with no Build-A-Figure piece that came later. So, as you can see, this looks really cool if you're able to pull it off. But I would admit, this is like, it was more annoying than it needed to be because of the different, I don't want to say even size classes, just how long it took them to really, do this. I felt like this was more tedious than usual. Especially with, again, the only way to get Swoop is with getting this Bumblebee. I would have preferred if she just got her own warrior class. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get the guest stars out of there. So yeah, I'll admit it was neat, but still, I would have preferred if she was just standalone. But yeah, so overall, this set, honestly, it's okay. The gimmick works. It's just all right. I don't really love it, but it's okay. But again, you mainly get it if you want to get Swoop to complete the Dinobots. At least that's what I ended up getting it for. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Roll and Change Bumblebee and Swoop, or BumbleSwoop as the combination is called. And it's okay. Like, it's all right. I think by itself it's doable. I think I like the older Crash Combiners a little bit more because they were like smaller and you could literally just sort of smash them together and it worked better. I felt that the idea worked a little better there than here, even though this is a little bigger. But yeah, so yeah. Yeah, overall it's okay. Again, I feel like you get it just for completion purposes, like I did to get the Cyberverse Dinobots. So yeah, this is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out and be safe.